Welcome to the first ever Startup Next Boston Demo Day. I want to thank James and HubSpot. Very, very generous. Finding space in this town is tough, and we really lucked out. We've been sort of migrants. We've been doing events with Startup Next all over town, and when I finally had a chance to come in and see the space, I said this is the exact right place for us to do Demo Day. So thank you for that. And it's appropriate. I was literally one of HubSpot's very first customers back in the day, back when we were working in a matrix-funded company that was the lead investor in HubSpot. And for those of you who are my students, who are a number of you in the room who are doing marketing, you do yourself well to get to know the HubSpot community. Not only are they an amazing software as a services business, they're an extraordinary learning community for inbound marketers. So tonight we're going to do a traditional demo day. Can we get the slides up here? Can we get that photo up? That image? No?
I can't find my computer.
Okay, all right, that's cool. So, and you know, it takes a village, right? It takes a village to run a program. And so as I get started, I just want to ask the Startup Next mentors who are in the room, Nick Carollo, Joe Caruso, anybody else? I know this time of the year in the summer it's kind of a tough time to get people together. I want to thank Miriam over in the corner, who's one of our lead organizers, for all of the support, all the hard work that you guys have done in helping our entrepreneurs get to this point. I had wanted to have a photograph behind me of a young guy in a Startup Next t-shirt jumping rope. And those of you who follow my Twitter stream have seen me post that photo before, right? When I first got the call from the folks at Startup Next Global to ask if I would take over the Boston market, there are so many programs out there purporting to help entrepreneurs that I wanted to go see for myself whether this was legitimate. So I had the chance to go out to Startup Next's semi-annual demo day in Silicon Valley, and I met a lot of the entrepreneurs. One of them tonight, Stephen Broadman from Gritty, is going to pitch. We actually had a chance. And so I had a chance to talk to a lot of the entrepreneurs that had gone through the program, and it was very clear to me that the organization, Startup Next, both at the global and the local level, was really genuinely committed to helping entrepreneurs get to the next level. And so, you know, with that, I feel honored and privileged to have met this group of young startups. You're going to see tonight a range of startups, a lot of age diversity, from young pups to more mature entrepreneurs, some gender diversity. You're going to see a lot of industry diversity. You're going to see clean tech. You're going to see energy. You're going to see marketing tech. You're going to see business-to-business SaaS. You're going to see social. You're going to see IoT. You're going to see ed tech, right? So you're going to see a lot of very diverse presentations from a lot of very talented startup teams. The second thing that you're going to see tonight, for those of you who are in the room who are investors, is because of SEC law, our startups are not allowed to publicly solicit investment from the stage in a public forum. So when we wrap tonight's event, sometime around 8 p.m., outside there are a number of very nice tables, and each of our startup founding teams will be holding court, and they'd be very happy to take you through their financials and their ask and how they're going to deploy capital. They just are not allowed to do it in a public forum. So I just thank you for your understanding on that. So, you know, when you think about how hard it is to get it right? Startups at this phase have a million different decisions that they have to think through. A huge number of strategic decisions to search for a business model. Okay? And very few, including my friend Raj Agarwal, who's going to get up here in a minute and take you through the very exciting story of Localytics, get it right. It's like playing with one of these Rubik's Cubes, right? You can't fumble with it. You've got to make a lot of decisions in real time. You've got those 9 elements of your business model canvas, and you've got to get them all lined up. And all of us, all that time, there's a million companies trying to outdo what you've done. So how many people recognize this classic device? Some of the older folks in the room, right? This is the classic flip quarter. I was digging through my desk drawer last night, and I said, wow, what a throwback, right? And the lesson is very clear. This company was amazing until it wasn't. 1 minute this company was on fire, and it was the primary way that people uploaded video to YouTube in the early days of video, internet video. And then our friends from Apple decided they were going to put HD video into their iPhone, and the very next day this company's fortunes literally collapsed. Cisco had paid $1 billion for this company. 2 quarters later, they completely wrote it off. So not only are the strategic decisions complex, the relentless pursuit of your value prop doesn't stop. Okay, so in that context, what we try to do here at Startup Next is to try to get our teams ready for the next step, right? Ready for the journey ahead. And so a couple of things that I think you'll see tonight, right? You'll see teams that have gotten very, very clear about who their target customers are. You'll see teams that have gotten very clear about the value that those customers are seeking through a lot of market validation. You'll see teams that have done a tremendous amount of work really getting to what are the economics of my business, right? How are we going to build a company that is going to get to some kind of sustainable business model? So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to turn the floor over to Raj Agarwal. There's a connection here. Techstars, you may have seen, was recently purchased. Techstars recently purchased Startup Next. Okay, so we're now a part of the large Techstars global platform. It makes complete sense, right? Because we're really at the earliest stage. We're at the market discovery stage. Techstars is increasingly getting into the build phase of startups as they've matured from their first cohort here. So I had the privilege of working with Raj Agarwal in the first Boston Techstars cohort back in 2009. He had founded his company a year before. Prior to coming to Techstars, Raj spent a number of years in strategic consulting. One of the firms he was with was Bain, who we all know. Another one was Adventus. And he actually had the privilege of working with one of the great innovators of our time, Steve Jobs. He spent about 4 or 5 months working directly with Jobs and Apple as they defined the iPhone business model. An extraordinary experience that all of us can only imagine, right? The second thing is when you look at how the mentee passes the mentor, okay? Raj has crushed it with Localytics. They've gone from a couple of employees when I first knew them, they're up at 250 people today, and they're rocking. If you go to their website, you'll see just a world-class customer list. One of the things Raj is most proud of is the extraordinary team that he has created. He recently recruited, and I might get something thrown at me by James in the back of the room, but about a year ago, he recruited the CFO of HubSpot, someone who took HubSpot up to 800 employees to join him. He brought in the head of sales from ExactTarget, and he brought in the head of marketing from a world-class company, Constant Contact, and now he's brought another executive from JoinMe, right? As all of my Startup Next mentees know, team matters greatly. It certainly matters to the investors in the room. And so Raj is here to take us through the story of Localytics. It's a very exciting story. He was really on the bleeding edge of mobile analytics, and he got up on that wave and he rode it hard, and he's riding it even further today. Raj, please come on up and take the floor. Thank you.